Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. This is Joanne Burrow. I'm your host for today's Land Bank Live. And this is our last of three live webinars. We've enjoyed bringing information to you about who we are and what we do. And we're so honored and pleased to be with you today. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our Executive Director, Caroline Douglas.
Thank you, Miss Joanne. Greetings, everybody. So good to be here with you today. We are glad that you joined us for our last session. Our first two sessions were great, but let me tell you, we've got a lot to cover today, and we're excited to give you that information. I want you to drop in the chat what neighborhood you are from. You know, Birmingham has 99 neighborhoods. I would love to know where you are from. And if you moved out of Birmingham, tell us where you grew up. This is a chance for me to shout out the West End neighborhood. They showed out on the last visit. And so they get the Land Bank's official shout out for joining us for our live and virtual sessions. So listen, get ready, get your notebooks, pay full attention. We're going to show you some great information on this screen. Thank you, Michael. He's from North Birmingham. I appreciate you shouting out North Birmingham. We also want you to listen in, because if you have questions, write them down or put them in the chat. That's really what I want you to do. Put those questions in the chat so we can have a chance to answer them. If we cover something that's new to you and you didn't attend the first live session or the second live session, go to our YouTube channel and find the recording. It's there for you. Erica, thank you. Woodlawn and Gate City. That's what we're talking about. Shout out your neighborhoods, where you grew up, where you're from. We want to remember where we came from. All right, so I'm going to turn this back over, and Miss Joanne will cover our programs. Pay attention to your screens, everybody. Good to see you here.
Thank you, Caroline. And now let me introduce the Land Bank team. It's me. I'm Joanne Burrow. We have Miss Caroline Douglas, Miss Montrese Daniels, Miss Chelsea Law, Miss Alexandria Nixon, Mr. Armand Richardson, Mrs. Carrie Underwood, and Miss Kimberly Warren. We are also governed by a seven-member board. Board Chair Director Lonnie Hannon, Vice Chair Lord Watson, Secretary Jessica Bennett, Director Scotty Colson, Joe Gardner, Brad Green, and Nolanda Hatcher. You are cordially invited to attend our Land Bank board meetings on the first Thursday of each month. Meeting information is posted on our website. So, in the first two webinars, we discussed our mission, how to find a property, how to submit an interest form, how to submit an application, and how to complete your maintenance and development plan. You can find those videos on our YouTube page. Today, we'll have a brief recap about our programs, and we'll talk about the sales agreement and compliance. We'll also answer questions as time allows, so feel free to send one through the chat. Now, we'll recap our programs. Montrese, would you tell us about the lot lease program?
Hi, I'm Montrese Daniel. The Lot Lease Program, if you are wanting space for your home to plant a garden if you're wanting a space for your home to plant a garden or a place to use for recreational activities, we have the Lot Lease Program. Please note that any of the mentioned uses must comply with the city's zoning ordinances. This program is for citizens who own and live in their home and that is near the vacant lot. It's also for nonprofits, churches, and other faith-based organizations who are based in the same neighborhoods as the eligible vacant lots. This 2-year lease agreement will allow immediate use of the vacant lot. And at the end of the lease, we can assist in clearing the title through the Land Bank's Clear Title program so that the property can be owned free and clear of liens and other interests. This program has been successful for many of the churches here in Birmingham, and we would like to encourage more of them to utilize this program as our application queue is currently open and into November. Now we'll hear about the Clear Title program. I'm sorry. We're going to go over the timeline for the lot lease program. First of all, you will submit your interest form. Next, you will attend orientation. You would submit your official application. You would attend a board meeting, sign your contract, and pay your fees. And then your 2-year lease will begin. And now you'll hear about the Clear Title program.
Okay, thank you, Montrese. The Clear Title Ownership Program is for those who want to rehab or build a property to occupy, rent, or sell. These properties must go through a legal process for us to get ownership. Then we can sell it to you free and clear of liens and other interests. The timeline for the Clear Title Ownership Program is: first, you'll submit your interest form, attend orientation, and inspect the property. Then you'll submit your application and attend the board meeting for approval. You'll sign your contract, pay your earnest money deposit, and submit your maintenance and development plan. Then you'll await the quiet title action. Just be aware that this is a legal process that will take several months. Once we get a final order, you'll be able to schedule your closing, and then your compliance period will begin. The next program is Rehab Ready, Shovel Ready program. And that's also for those who want to rehab or build a property to occupy, rent, or sell. These properties have already gone through the legal process and are free and clear of liens and other interests. The timeline for that program: first, you'll submit your interest form, attend orientation, and do an inspection of the property. You'll submit your application and then attend a board meeting. If approved, you'll sign your contract, pay your earnest money deposit, and then we can schedule a closing. And then your compliance period will begin. Please be aware that for both programs, a development period of 12 months is required. Next is our AHOP program. Kim, please tell us more about that.
Good morning again, everyone. I am Kimberly Warren, and my baby is the Accelerated Homeownership Program. What is the Accelerated Homeownership Program? That is a one-stop shop. This program, the fee starts at $215,000. And what makes you eligible for this program is you must be mortgage ready, which means that we do have participating lenders. We have South Point Bank as well as Cadence Bank that you can apply. But the great part about this program is that you're able to bring your own lender. If you have a lender that you have a relationship with, you can bring that lender to this program. We will provide the information that they may need. So how does it work, Kim? Well, with this program, you have 11 floor plans to choose from. You must be in the home for 5 years, and your timeline is determined by the actual builder. So after you submit your mortgage and you're mortgage ready, then your timeline is determined by after you select your lot as well as selecting your floor plans. Who can take advantage of this program? Anyone can take advantage. If you have any questions or anything in regards to this particular program, please feel free to give me a call. Where are we building? Currently, we are building in the Fountain Heights community. And with us building in this community, we're starting strategically in this community. We will hopefully go through all 99 neighborhoods, but we are definitely starting there, which is a great opportunity for each one of you. So again, if you're interested in the Accelerated Homeownership Program, you can give me a call at 205-254-2117 or 250-7558. Thank you. Can't wait to hear from you. Microphone's not on.
Good morning. My name is Alexandria Nixon, and your interaction with me will begin at the contract phase. So we're going to start off with our lot lease contract, which is our lot agreement to lease real property. The purpose of this contract is for you, the transferee, to agree to enter into a 2-year term to maintain and responsibly possess and utilize the property. So the contract allows you to maintain and use a lot next to the home that you own and live in or on the same block. And you will hear from Ms. Underwood on what the land bank requires as far as maintenance. The lot you lease from the land bank must be a vacant lot, which is an important factor for the lot lease agreement, which means it must not have a house or a structure on it. When you signed your contract, you will pay a $50 administrative fee and a $50 application fee. Before your lease expires, you will be contacted by Ms. Montrese Daniels to go over your options. So during your lease, there is a possibility of a redemption. So what is a redemption? Simply put, a redemption means that a prior owner or heir can come and repossess the property. What is a prior owner? The person that was essentially in that house or whatever it was before it was demoed to become the vacant lot. And an heir is a person who is legally entitled to that property. We're going to go to our next contract, which is our clear title ownership. This contract allows for you to renovate or build within 12 months. When you sign your contract, you will pay a $200 administrative fee and a $5,000 earnest money fee, which is required. So ways to pay this fee: you can pay by a cashier's check, debit or credit card, or cash. For this clear title program, we must quiet a title for the property that the land bank must file in the court system. And like I said earlier, for lot lease, this program also allows for a prior owner or heir to redeem. And this will happen during the quiet title phase. And if this does happen, then you will be able to have your earnest money reimbursed to you. So we go through the court process. At the end, when we have ownership, the court will award us the property, and the land bank will send off your contract that is signed to our closing attorney, and the closing attorney will reach out to you to set up a good date and time for your closing to be scheduled. After closing, you will begin your maintenance development plan. Our next contract is our Rehab Ready, Shovel Ready contract. So for this particular program, the land bank already has clear title to these property, which means you get to go to the closing table faster. When you sign your contract, you will pay a $200 administrative fee and a $1,000 earnest money fee. After you sign your contract and pay your money, we send your documents over to our closing attorney. And again, the closing attorney will reach out to you to schedule a good day and time for you to go into their office and to sign the documents. We use our own closing attorneys for all of our contracts. And again, after closing, you will begin your maintenance development plan, which allows you to renovate or build within 12 months. So we're going to speak on the similarities between the clear title ownership and rehab ready, shovel ready contracts. So both contracts require a maintenance development plan, all have a substantial compliance requirement, and all projects must be completed to receive a certificate of substantial compliance. And Ms. Underwood will speak on those matters later. And in the event of default, the BLBA or the land bank has the authority to repurchase the property. This is our last resort. We want you to acquire the property and implement your maintenance development plan and complete the property. We are rooting for you, and we want to see you succeed in our program. And again, the repurchase is our last resort. And I also wanted to add another similarity. For these particular contracts, the properties are as is, where is. So mentioned earlier, you have an inspection period. So it's very important that you go to that property before you sign your contract so you can see what type of property you are going under contract with and what is to be expected. So after you sign your contract, you go to the closing process. At the closing process, you will pay the full balance of the purchase price, closing costs, and any Jefferson County sewer lien if applicable. So that means we are able to extinguish the liens except for the Jefferson County sewer lien. So if that property has a lien, you will pay that as well at closing. At closing, the land bank will deliver you a statutory warranty deed that will give you ownership of the property free and clear of all liens and encumbrances except for the sewer lien. Also, we have a revisionary interest. The deeds will also reserve a revisionary interest and lien in favor of the land bank in the event you do not finish your project, which means that revisionary interest will allow us to repurchase. But like I said, we want you to succeed through your development. And after closing, you will start your maintenance development plan. Your compliance period will begin, and you will pay annual property taxes. So after closing, you will be speaking with Ms. Underwood, who is up next, and she'll tell you all about compliance.
Hello. My name is Terry Underwood. Fine. As well as Mr. Armand Richardson, our rehab specialist. He will be what you will see the most. You give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Make sure my mic is working properly. Okay, we're first going to talk about our lot lease program. So we're going to do like a requirement of lot lease. So the lot lease program, you have a 15-day, 30, and 90-day inspection. I'm going to go over what's required and what's expecting of you with your lot lease program compliance. The first 15 days is a visual inspection. So we want to make sure that you have the gun, maintaining the property, for example, removing any debris, cutting the grass, maintaining it, cutting down any limbs, anything that don't supposed to be on the property. That's on the first day. First day is the first 15-day inspection. And so also just want to remind you that the 15-day inspections are our inspections are drive-bys. So this is Mon Richardson or myself. We usually do not call you. It's like a drive-by and just ride by, make sure the property is maintained. And then the next time we have a 30-day and a 90-day inspection. We just ride by again to make sure that you are adhering to all the Birmingham code and zoning. So, and also, as stated, as Ms. Montrese Daniel also stated, let you know that you cannot put no permanent structures on the property. You just can maintain it and use it. You can't put anything permanent there, so you can't put down no fence. You can't put, you can just pretty much utilize it and keep it and maintain. You can't have no vehicles on the property as well. Because we do that, and then after that, you have a continuum 90-day inspection until your lease expires. That's what happens. So let's say we drive by hypothetically, and you fail the inspection. We notify you, and let you know you have 14 days to come into compliance. We want you to succeed. We want you to maintain it and keep it up and make your neighborhood beautiful. So we just call you, let you know, like, hey, we see the grass not being cut, or hey, we see cars and vehicles parked on there. And sometimes, for instance, somebody else might have parked their vehicle there. Somebody else might dump their trash. And so we want you to like notify us and let us know. We have a thing on our website, report a property. We want you to go there and report the property. Also, let Ms. Daniels know if someone doing something that's not supposed to be there, that's not you or me or Mrs. Patricia Richardson. You will let us know. And you can also go report a property if you do not want to call us, but you want to report a property. And then when prior to your end of your term, Ms. Daniels will contact you, me or ourselves will contact you and let you know your next steps. So next we want to go to things to remember. So first thing you want to remember is that we do not contact you. We just do drive-bys. We only contact you if you failed or something wrong with the property or we got a call or something. That's the only time we will call you to do a drive-by. Make sure if you have any illegal dumping there. We know sometimes it's a possibility people go back in illegal dump on a property. We want you to go to our website, go to report a property tab. If you're not comfortable with going to report a property tab, you can call Ms. Daniels or I and let us know that somebody got illegal dumping on the property, and we'll tell you what the next steps are. Also, remember, we do not want you to fail the inspection because failing the inspection will make you ineligible for any other program. So we want you to succeed. We want you to be able to transition to that clear title program that Ms. Dixon just spoke about. So we just want you to know that. And during that time, that clear title program, during that time when you are in the compliance, you can always go into the clear title program. You have 2 years and you can go transition over to the clear title program. And also towards the end, once again, we'll go over the steps, what you're supposed to do next in compliance. Next, I want to talk about our clear title rehab shovel-ready compliance. So it's just similar to the clear title, clear to the lot lease program compliance. The clear title rehab shovel-ready have the same similar things. Have a 15-day, 90-day, and then continue them 90 days until the existence of you finish your Your compliance starts the day that you close on the property. You have 365 days to complete your development. And we base everything on your compliance off what you say in your maintenance and development plan. What you say, that's how we have our guidelines, that's what we do. That's how we know what you say you're going to do. And that's how we adhere to the rules and stuff and regulations by what you say that you're going to do. So let me tell you some of the things that we expect of you in the first 15 days of compliance. We first expect for you to be on board the property up, maintain the property, get the debris down, anything. We ask you to board the property up if it's like broken windows, put a tarp on it, clear from any debris, cut any grass down. If it's a lot, cut the lot. That's what we make you do the first 15 days, as well as go to, if you have a development plan and you plan to rehab it or a new build, we expect you to go to PEP and permits, but we can make sure you get a pre-approval to make sure what you want to do is adhere to all the code and stuff that City of Birmingham have. We don't want you to be in no violation or anything that you've done, and apply for whatever permits that you need. But we want you to do that within that first 15 days. Then we have a 90-day inspection. And at that 90-day inspection, we expect you, if you have a development, that your permits should be done by that time. And we expect something to be started on the property. We want you to continue to work on everything. We expect every time we have an inspection period, we expect you to be able to have something done to move forward within your property, in your project. We expect you to have permits within that 90 days, apply for a permit. We know hiccups come, things happen, but we want you to notify us. Also within that compliance period of time, I would send you out a compliance email saying, hey, we want to do compliance update inspection, and it's a compliance form that we will have that you got to fill out. Also, within these 365 days, you might finish early. There's a possibility, and we are happy if you finish early. We greatly appreciate if you does finish early. You can contact us, and there's a thing called a final inspection. Within that final inspection, if we are here to again back to what your maintenance development plan stated. So we go back to that and we go in line with your maintenance development plan stated. If you're saying you built the house, then we're gonna see there's a house built there and make sure it's in compliance with the city ordinance and code. We also have, if you haven't pulled a permit, that final permit card has to be signed off. So like that means electrical, plumbing, whatever you had pulled the permit for, a final inspection has to be done. If it's a new build, we have a certificate of occupancy there to order for you to pass a final inspection. If you say you had a lot, you just maintain and combine it with your lot. We expect that lot to be combined. But let's say hypothetically you failed the final inspection. We're going to let you know and notify you of what you need to do. And within these 365 days, let's say some long line of way that you are not able to complete your project. Let's say at 6 months, you know that you're not going to be done within the next 6 months. Then we'll talk about getting a final inspection. Now I'm sorry, not a final inspection, extension request. I'm so sorry, an extension request. And I will send it to you, and I will tell you what all the requirements are to receive extension request. And just know that we are here from you. The best thing to know is that open communication is the key in compliance. Communicate, communicate, communicate. We can't say that enough. It's communicate. And if you are ready for a final inspection, you pass, we get a certificate, substantial compliance, and release. That means you done great. We are cheering for you. We bring you before the board and we say, hey, look at this fire. And they complete. And then our great Chelsea Law will give you a shout out, will give you a spotlight and say all the great things that you did. But let's say you do not finish. That thing that Ms. Nixon talked about, that repurposing. We revert that little slice of the pie. We want you to complete it. We really, really do. We talk about that in this hypothetical. We just try to see what you didn't do, why you could not finish. But if so possible that you do not finish and you do not do what you say you do and we don't hear anything from you, we go before the board to act like that repurposing. But once again, we want you to finish. We want you to make those great lemons into lemonade. And so let's go next to our things to remember about compliance guidelines. First thing is to remember is that you have to finish the project. You cannot rent it, you cannot move in it, and you cannot sell it. Once again, before you get a certificate of completion from us, you cannot rent it, you cannot move in it, and you cannot sell it. Please do not do that. That's not a great thing to do that. Because in your contract, it says that you will not rent it, you will not sell it, and you will not move in it. Also, remember that everything is based on your maintenance and development plan. If you, sometime along the way, you have to change your maintenance and development plan, something happened, unforeseen, please call us and let us know. Because if you have to change our maintenance and development plan, we have to go before the board to get approval of that maintenance and development plan change. So just let us know. We know circumstances come up, things happen. We know that, but open communication is the key. Open communication is the key. And in knowing if you fail and you do not complete what you say you're going to do, know that that was make you ineligible for future participation in our other programs. So we base it on that one thing you do first, on which you get more and more and more. We want you to come back again and again and again. And remember, compliance, we are not here to deter you. We're here to make you do cheerleader, cheer you on and make it to the finish line. And thank you. That's the end of compliance.
Thank you, Ms. Carrie, for that. Thank you so much, Carrie, for that information. And regarding your, I neglected to say that regarding a rehab or a build, you want to make sure that you have licensed workers that can pull permits with the city. So be sure to stay in contact with the city's planning, engineering, and permits department for any questions that you may have regarding your development. You also want to contact the zoning department and the housing code enforcement departments. about your developments. So next we'll have questions and answers. Miss Chelsea?
Okay, I was just kind of scrolling through the chat, trying to see any question. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Let's see, I see. What is the average time frame between the interest form and orientation? Is orientation face-to-face and or virtual?
Okay, who wants to go first? Who wants to take this question?
I'll let you take it, Caroline.
Okay. All right. So there is no average time frame here. So what we're doing is while our queue is open, our team is reviewing the interest forms that come in. We will close our interest forms in November. Once we close them, then we will review finally all of the interest forms that we have and then invite you to orientation. So what I will, and orientation, by the way, is going to be virtual this year. We normally do it face to face, but we will do it virtual this time. So Kevin, if you're looking forward to submitting your interest form, or if you already have, sit tight, check your email, because when we are finished reviewing, you will receive an update about your interest form and an invite to orientation. Orientation will most likely be in December. Hope that answers your question.
All right, so next question is, so for the clear title, you would pay $1,200 and $5,250 for shovel ready.
What's the question?
So the question was about the money payment. Is it $1,200 for clear title and $5,250 for shovel ready?
So I'm from Tempest. So the earnest money for clear title is 5,000, and then the earnest money for the rehab shovel ready is 1,000, and then you would add the admin fees for the program, and then at closing you will also pay any of the remaining purchase price, closing costs, and any additional if there's a sewer lien. So for clear title it's 5,000 plus the admin fee. For rehab ready shovel ready is 1,000 plus the admin fee and any other fees associated with closing. So I hope that answered your question.
Thank you
From
for
the two
that.
distinctions between the two different programs and the contracts. And
Yeah. Thank you for that for answering that question, Alex. And I want everyone to know that that is not the purchase price. That's just the earnest money deposits. But you will know what the purchase price is during your application period.
Okay, so the next question is, if we've been contacted about the orientation and we've already viewed the property from the street, how soon can we request to view the inside of the property?
So if you would like to do a preliminary inspection of the property, please send me an email and a picture of your ID. And we'll schedule an appointment for you to see the inside of that property.
Okay. If the property we put an interest form in for has no price listed and we've been invited to orientation, who's the best person to email to inquire about the cost of the home? This is for the shovel ready program.
You can feel free to send me an email. Just know that we have a lot of properties that do not have a price in our property management system. We're working to get those purchase prices added. So until then, just send me an email and I'll get that purchase price for you.
Okay. Does the land bank have a list of preferred contractors to contact once a contract has been signed?
We do not, but this is where you come in, and we would like you to bring your contractor Make sure, however, that they are licensed, especially with our home builders board in Alabama. We have some websites I'll drop in the chat where you can check if the contractor you're thinking about is licensed. I'll also drop in the chat a link from the Better Business Bureau in Birmingham. That is a really long word to say. The Better Business Bureau of Birmingham, where it can help you to find your contractor. So though we don't have a preferred list, I'm going to give you some tools where you can find a contractor and one where you can make sure the contractor you find is licensed.
Okay, next question. Do you all have this information compiled on a checklist or anywhere where we could print it? Also, is the first webinar available to view?
Chelsea, go ahead and take that one about the first webinar.
Okay, so the first webinar is available to view on our YouTube page. So if you go to YouTube and just type in Birmingham Land Bank Authority, we have a webinar list that has all of our webinars listed on there from the first one. And this one will be uploaded by the end of the day today.
I think that other part was, do we have all of this information compiled somewhere? We do have a lot of information on our YouTube channel. We have a wealth of information on our website. And if after viewing our YouTube channel and our website, you still have questions, feel free to call us at 254-2117. We're going to drop that in that chat too, or email us at landbank@birminghamal.gov.
Okay. Let's see. On the quiet title program, how do you determine the purchase for the properties?
The purchase price in quiet title is the cost of clearing the title. So that is what determines that price. That is $5,000. The closing costs are added at closing, and you'll pay the total of both and when you close.
Do we have to apply and pay fees before we can know what the purchase price of a property is?
No. We will do our best to get you the price of that property by the time you are submitting your application.
Let's see, I'm scrolling down. I don't see any other questions.
Okay, well, those were really good questions. And I hope that everyone has learned some things that you didn't know before and that you feel better equipped to make a informed decision as to whether you want to be a part of our mission. If you have a good plan, a reliable funding source, and the willingness to turn a property from a lemon into lemonade, we look forward to working with you. Feel free to call our office if you have any questions at 254-2117 or 254-2414. Also, our email address is landbank@birminghamal.gov. So next we'll have Caroline, our executive director, give our closing remarks.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
thanks.
there are two more that popped up.
Two more? Okay, good. That'll give me
Oh, come on,
time
we
to
got
finish
time.
up our last one. Okay.
Okay, the first one is, are we restricted in how many properties we can apply for?
So if you're new to our program, we want to see what you can do. So first, we want you to apply for just one, get through that, and then after, if you do that successfully, we will talk about you getting more property.
The next question is, did you mention a timeline for the entire process from application to closing?
No, we did not. And let me tell you why. Some of that timeline depends on your response time to the request that we give you. So when we open up our queue for that application, that has a hard stop. So it's a start and a stop. However, once you advance in that process, there are times where we're going to ask you for information and we're waiting on you to provide that information. So there is no timeline from start to finish. The best advice I'll give you is when we reach out to you, please respond quickly, as quick as you can.
Okay, now I think that's all the questions.
Okay, good. I am looking for that link if one of my team members can help me. We want to Google the Birmingham Better Business Bureau and drop in the chat the link to find your contractor. I was trying to throw that in there. But thank you so much. I want to thank this team. This is an excellent team. All of these ladies have put their time into this and they have really enjoyed hosting all of you. If you want more programming like this, I just want you to drop a yes in the chat. If you want opportunities where we can talk to you, show you how we do what we do, demonstrate how to find a property, demonstrate how to find an interest form, even show you maybe tips and tricks on how to be successful through this program, drop a yes, yes, yes in the chat. I see them coming through and we really appreciate you interacting with us because listen, we can't do this work by ourselves. We really need you to come. And I'm going to tell you something else. If you're a member of a church, you're on the board of a church, you know a trustee of a church, tell them about the lot lease program. Miss Montrese Daniels handles that program and we need more churches to take control over some of these vacant lots that are on their block and really turn it into something that's beneficial. If you're into gardening, we've got we almost have a certified master gardener on our team. Chelsea Law is in the process of getting that certification. If you know somebody who's into doing that, doing gardening, tell them about the lot lease program. We want you as residents, nonprofits, for-profits to take advantage of our program because if you have a property, you will encourage somebody else to get a property and they will see what you're doing. And at the end of the day, it's really creating a legacy for not just you, but for your family as well. So thank you for loving Birmingham as much as we do. Thank you for being interested. And for all of those who put a yes in the chat, we're going to poll you again. So connect with us on social media. If you don't follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, follow us because we want to know what you want to know so we can give you that information. All right, everybody, take care. Have a beautiful Friday. Be safe. Enjoy Magic City Classic next week, and we'll see you next time.